Uneducated experts.
Uneducated experts.
Motherfucking
Uneducated experts.
episode 10.
And we're back. I just wanted
And
to
we're
steal this
back.
line from Ryan Minky.
Me too. I just want to steal it back from him. From Brennan Jones.
I think I sound just like you, bruh.
I think I think I sound just like you.
I don't want to stop doing this now. It actually is kind of soothing and relaxing.
It is. If you talk like this, you just feel better about yourself.
All right,
I feel like a psychiatrist when I talk. Anyways, as you can see from the after-mentioned products, uneducated experts, I'm Mink,
I'm Jones.
telling you everything that we think we know.
And nothing that we do.
You see why I
Was
don't
that
do
good?
it?
Was that good?
You see the pause?
Was that good?
No, it was not good.
That was not a long pause.
It should sound like we're talking to each other.
That was not a long pause.
Uneducated experts telling you everything that we
and
think we
nothing
know.
that we do.
Still pause.
That was
Come on,
so
bro.
quick. I said it right after you. Didn't it? You know what?
No. As I say everything that we think
And
we
nothing
do,
that we do.
you should already be starting.
Everything that we
and nothing that
everything
we do.
that we think we do, or everything that we think we know. Because you just
Everything
fucked it
that-
up.
You know what?
I just said the F-bomb.
You
too.
know what the F word I meant.
Well, I just dropped the F-bomb, so we're already messing up.
You know what's funny? What's funny is that you've been cussing more than I do.
You know what's funny? What's funny is you try to steal the catchphrase that I came up. Well, I didn't come up with it actually, but you go and mess it up. That's funny.
I mean, no disrespect when I say this, but your mama.
My mama's the only fan of the show, man. That's so messed up.
When I say your mama, I don't really mean your mama.
Mama, he didn't mean it.
It's your
Mama,
mama.
he didn't mean it. It's like high school backyard trash talk. He didn't really mean it.
I feel like there's a chancla flying at me right now.
That might just be. And Mama, chancla means sandal because she's white. She doesn't know what chancla means.
A thong. A thong. Isn't that what people call them? Thongs?
I don't. What? A thong?
You never heard of like flip flops referred to as thongs?
I mean, I heard of underwear referred to as thongs.
Yeah, well now you're talking about your mom right now, so don't get weird.
Oh, come on now, man. Oh, man.
See, look, you're nasty.
You just had to go there.
She's gonna beat you when she sees
You just had to go there.
I didn't go there. You went there. Anyways,
Mama, I didn't mean
what
it.
are we talking about today?
I didn't mean it. Well, we did dirty 30s for
Dirty
running
30.
backs. Fantasy alert.
Oh, baller alert!
No, he's not a baller, man. These guys are old. They didn't get
Oh
paid
my God.
much. Anyways, dirty 30s for
You're
running
talking
backs.
about thongs and moms and
No.
ballers.
No. You brought up ballers and
Anyways.
moms. I brought up thongs and men over 30. That just sounds so terrible.
Net pause.
Pause for what?
I am not talking about men over 30 and their thongs.
Are we pausing?
Pause. No, I'm saying pause. Like pause is kind of like the new version of the. I don't even like saying it.
People
so.
say pause. People still say pause.
Yeah, someone's calling me. Oh, hey, listen, E8, not answering your call.
All right. Anyways,
Sorry.
so yes,
got work trying to
fantasy
call me.
alert. Not again. Just like we did with the running backs. We ain't talking about who's gonna be on the best team. Because again, the running back can run for 200 yards. Shout out to Jay Ajayi. He had more 200 yards than 100 yards. Doesn't mean the receiver did anything to produce for that game, for that team to win that game. Who has the best fantasy season with their new team over 30? Well, 30 and over. We have 4 candidates. We have Eric Decker with the Titans. We have
Eric Decker.
Pierre Garçon with the Niners. We got
That doesn't really count.
what? Why not? It's,
Who's the Niners quarterback?
come on, he's still with the team though, man. People said the same.
So, guess what? We ain't picking him.
People said the same thing when Kirk Cousins took over RG3. Who's Kirk Cousins' 4th round draft pick? And
Hey, time out. Hey,
Pierre
time
Garçon
out.
had his best
Listen,
best season.
so I told you work called me right now, right?
Okay,
So it's E8, right? Mass Art.
our first sergeant.
Friend of the show. But, so he's a Mass Art. So he calls me right now, and I ignore the call. And I text him. I say, hey, I'm going to call you back in a few minutes. I'm in the middle of a podcast episode. LOL, right? That shows you what kind of relationship we got. He says, okay, no sweat. I just have some Game of Thrones questions.
I can't
That's
laugh
funny.
because I
Anyways.
can't relate. I've only watched 3 episodes of Game of Thrones.
Well, you suck at life.
I know.
So,
I know.
you know that people have requested us to do a Game of Thrones segment, and we can't do it because you don't know.
I
anything
know.
about
I'm
it.
trying to catch up. I heard it's such a
You're
great
terrible.
show. It's just not a show you can watch in front of your kids. And if you know my daughter,
All right.
she's always by my side. Anyways, we're adding Pierre Garçon.
Yeah, that's the single child syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
But,
I'm sorry, Mr. I'm about to have 5 kids. Anyways, can we
47.
Can we get back to
47 kids. So we got Eric Decker with the Titans. We got Pierre Garçon with the Niners, and they're no quarterback. We got Jeremy Maclin with the Baltimore Ravens. And we have Deshaun Jackson with the Tampa Bay
the
Buccaneers.
Buccaneers.
Dirty 30. All of them are over the age of 30, or they are 30.
30 or over.
I think only one of them is actually over the age of 30. The rest of them are all 30. So,
But we're doing it again. We're doing it again. Old faces, new places. Sorry, I had to think about it.
yeah, old faces,
Old faces,
new
new places. So
Dirty 30.
tell me who you got that will have the best fantasy season this year.
Best fantasy season. All right, so I think the
Hold on,
choice is
'cause we're
obvious.
talking about receiver. Let's do non-PPR. Non-PPR.
Yeah, just regular standard league.
Yards and touchdowns. That's what matters in this one.
Yards and touchdowns. I'm going with the obvious choice. Deshaun Jackson. Boom, D-Jax. Whatever.
Wait a minute.
We don't got sound effects. I got to make it myself.
Yeah, nice sound effects.
Hey, I think what's funnier is that when I said boom, like I did it with my hands.
And
like somebody could see.
He's your obvious choice.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and explain why. 'Cause I'm curious.
No, before we get in that, we have a way of doing this. Who's your choice?
Okay. If we're talking pure yards and touchdowns, I'm trying to talk a little bit to delay because D Jackson
Because you're trying to research something.
a little bit on the spot research, but we have D-Jax, we have Pierre Garçon, we have Eric Decker, and we have Jeremy Maclin.
Which with this, a big factor in this will be who actually stays healthy.
Well, of course. I mean, Eric Decker's been hurt, Macklin's been hurt, D-Jax always has hamstring issues. The only safe one really is Pierre Garçon, who has played majority of his games. I think he missed a good significant of one season with the Colts. People forget he was an Indianapolis Colt. Yeah, he was under Peyton Manning regime.
I am tracking.
All right, so if I had to guess one, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Jeremy Maclin. And it's not even because we ain't talking about PPR. Even regular standard fantasy leagues, people forget like he was the 1A to 1B Deshaun Jackson when they was in Philly. He got caught up in
When they were in Washington, you mean?
what? Jeremy Maclin and
When they were
Deshaun
in
Jackson
Washington.
were.
Oh, my bad.
I didn't say
I'm
Pierre
tripping.
Garçon,
I thought-
homie.
I know. In my mind, I'll tell you something about
Yeah,
Pierre Garçon. That's why I was
we'll
like,
blame
they weren't in
we'll
Philly
blame the
together.
meds on that one. So just so you can stay
Hey,
somewhat
hey.
expert of the uneducated experts.
I'll tell you right now. No, I just heard you wrong. That's all it was.
Yeah, Jeremy Maclin and Pierre Garçon sound so similar. Okay, so Jeremy Maclin. People forget
I
that
just
he was
wasn't
the
paying
1A to the Deshaun Jackson 1B, getting the yards, the tough yards across the middle, scoring the touchdowns during the goal line, being the physical receiver. You know, he got caught up with the Chiefs and their run first, run second, run third, check down to the receiver or tight end. I mean, the running back or tight end offense. So
Never throw a touchdown to the receivers.
exactly, he went a whole season without it, a whole season and some change. So you give me Joe Flacco. They don't have much of a running game. I know Flacco's hurt. I'm not really concerned for that back injury. I'm really not. Even if he bring in Ryan Mallett or Colin Kaepernick, shout out to Colin Kaepernick. I know you're a fan of his. I still like Macklin.
Friend of the show.
I still like Macklin to get more yards and more touchdowns overall. And if we're talking PPR, I'm definitely taking Jeremy Macklin over all the other three candidates.
I would argue that Pierre Garçon PPR.
See, I could argue Pierre Garçon PPR, and I want to. I just don't know who the quarterback is. And I figured.
Yeah, well, yeah, no one.
I figured a Kyle Shanahan system, the receiver that plays on the outside, along with the running backs, would get more looks than a slot receiver. I mean, I know there's no Julio Jones type receiver over there in San Francisco, but we've seen what he does with Julio Jones, even with well, he did have Pierre Garçon. Did he have Pierre Garçon 1 year with the Redskins? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. But PPR, I still take Macklin over the middle. There's no healthy tight end for the Ravens. PPR and Central League, I'm going Jeremy Macklin, man.
I mean, I'm not, man. I'm still going. I mean, PPR.
So PPR, you go Garçon. It's hard to argue.
Yeah, I'm going Garçon just because. Yeah, he's definitely going to have the bulk of catches. Who else? Who's the second receiver in San Fran?
So there's a few receivers that I know of just because I follow everything, but they did bring back Jeremy Curley. He did have 65 catches.
Yes.
I mean,
Curley.
People forget Jeremy Curley because he was lost with the Jets, as every receiver is with the Jets. It's funny I bring up the Jets. I just told you before we started recording this, they have about 10 to 12 receivers under their roster right now, all under the age of 25 or 26. None of them have more than 3 years experience in the NFL. How crazy is that? That's just pretty crazy, that's all.
How many do you think will make the actual roster, though?
A little off topic. So I think the Jets would carry 7 receivers, dude. Honestly, I think they'll carry 7.
That's a lot. And then you got some on the practice. They'll have some on the practice squad as
Exactly.
well.
I really think they're gonna carry a lot of them. They also gonna probably carry 3 quarterbacks, which a lot of teams just don't do anymore. They're gonna carry 3 quarterbacks and probably 6 or 7 receivers, which means they're gonna be limited at running back, offensive line, and even at defensive pieces, because obviously you can only hold 53 men every Sunday. You know what I mean? So, anyways.
Yeah. So Deshaun Jackson. I'm gonna ask you this question right now. We're talking fantasy. Fantasy is all about yards and touchdowns, right? Who has the record for the most 50-yard plus touchdowns in the NFL?
Well, you're asking me for a reason, so I'm gonna take the bait. I'm gonna say Deshaun Jackson.
Oh my God, you are so right. You gotta be the smartest person I've ever met.
I'm an expert. Hence the name. No, not at all.
Everyone knows if Deshaun Jackson is healthy and is playing, he's liable for a deep bomb touchdown. He's ridiculously fast. The corners are gonna have a hard time keeping up with them. We were just talking earlier about the passes from Winston hitting him in stride on these deep balls.
You mean during training camp, 7-on-7 drills?
Yes.
Can't tackle nobody, right? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about catching the ball, man. We're not talking about tackling anybody. So it don't matter if it's 1-on-1, it's still someone's covering him. So, anyways, even if he only plays half the games,
don't say it.
He's still gonna have 8 deep balls that might be touchdowns. So, I think with Jameis Winston's arm, an option of Mike Evans, oh man, I think it's gonna. I mean, you know already. I took the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win the NFC South this year. I think Deshaun Jackson balls out. I think he's gonna be. I want to call him a sleeper pick because he's obviously gonna be still a pretty high pick. But I think that I haven't looked at like the top 100 boards, but he's gonna be worth a, I don't know, 4th, 5th round pick easy.
Whoa! Seriously? See, you're serious?
Yeah.
All right.
if you think about it, like he's gonna have, even if he only plays half the games, he's gonna have at least 700-800 yards. He's gonna have 4 or 5 touchdowns. And that's if he plays half. Like if he makes the full season, options are endless.
Okay.
So
you ready for these stats?
And he's with a team that's actually gonna have a running game. Anyways,
You ready for these stats?
Go ahead.
About to hit you with some knowledge. Deshaun
Go
Jackson
ahead.
has eclipsed more than 6 touchdowns only twice. Only twice in his 10-year career.
Okay.
He's played a 16-game season only twice.
I know.
And he's eclipsed 1,000 yards 50% of the time, 5 times over 10 years. While averaging, yes, you are 100% right with that deep ball. He averages 17.7 yards per catch, which is definitely league tops. Not saying he's the top of the league, but he's definitely up there. I'm not sure if he is the top or not. But so you say he is a for sure what now? 4 touchdowns, 4 to 5 touchdowns with how many yards?
I'm gonna go with 700 yards.
700 yards. Okay, he's top 700 or more all but 1 year. That 1 year was 2015 with the Redskins. He really played 10 games. That was the shortest of his career. I think that's when he was really hampered by them hamstring injuries. Okay, well, yeah. I mean, your safety net is legit when it comes to Deshaun Jackson. I started Googling this because I thought you was off the wall, but you're really not. You actually are pretty spot on with Deshaun Jackson, minus the touchdowns. But
And I have I didn't look it up at all. So it's just, everyone here knows we're raw, we're unfiltered, we're uncut. So that's just me going off my memory. So
yeah, and you know what's funny?
what?
What's really funny, in my opinion, and maybe the quarterback issue was a little bit to do with it, but I made a comment about Jeremy Maclin being a 1A to Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson kind of had more or similar number of catches the years they were in Philly together. So,
Yeah, it's the same way with Pierre Garçon and Deshaun Jackson.
yeah, Jeremy Maclin's best year was all around. The last year in Philly, he had 85 catches, 1,300 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Now, I ain't saying it like that, like it's easy feat, because 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns is not an easy feat. But when you compare that to Deshaun Jackson's best year, I'm looking at 82 catches. What did I say for Maclin? 85. 1,300 yards, same for Maclin, and 9 touchdowns to 10. So, you know what? My last argument, Hail Mary throw to try to win this argument for Maclin is...
Don't throw a Hail Mary, because then Deshaun Jackson's catching it.
my only...
Just saying.
Fine, my only 3rd down and 1 to a 4th down and 2 coverage to Maclin, a dink and dunk to Maclin, is Maclin doesn't have a Mike Evans to worry about. You know what I mean?
But so when you say that, that's a double-sided sword, because Evans is still Evans is gonna be the go-to. So if there's double coverage, it's gonna be on Evans.
True. No, you're right. No, you're 100% right.
So Maclin doesn't have that safety net.
Okay. Well.
And on top of that, the Bucs are gonna have a better rushing game than the Ravens. And Jameis Winston's not hurt right now, and Flacco
Wait a
is.
minute. You said the Bucs have a better rushing game?
Yes.
Is that before or
Even
after?
with Doug Martin being suspended for 3 games.
You already knew where I was going with that. Well,
Oh, yeah.
Kenneth Dixon is out for the year, so it's all T. West. It's all
Yep.
Terrence West
They got Terrence West.
and Danny Woodhead, who's a passing down back anyway, so it doesn't really matter. That's the same with Doug Martin and Charles Sims. So, okay. So you got D. Jackson. I'm going to take Pierre Garçon. I'm going to take Jeremy Maclin just because I don't believe in Mike Wallace 100%. I know he had a good year last year. A lot of that stuff was, you see, I caught myself. A lot of that stuff was quick slants, and you can't teach speed. Just like that's why you're going with Jackson. Speed is speed. Mike Wallace still has speed, but I just think over the middle they're gonna miss not having a legit tight end. I think Jeremy Maclin does it, and you got D-Jax. Okay.
Wait a minute. Mike Wallace is still playing for the Ravens, right?
Yeah.
So.
He's not a Mike Evans though. Don't even try to compare a number one receiver like Mike Evans.
No. Mike Wallace is more the D-Jax.
Yeah, exactly.
And Macklin's more the Mike Evans.
Well, Macklin's more of a possession type Pierre Garçon. Hello?
So, anyways, no, I'm sorry. I'm looking at it. So, I want to shout out one of my friends. He's got a pretty popular women's clothing line, actually, which is weird, but he's a big fan of the show, and he shares and supports us, so I just want to give a shout-out to Christian Jackson with his, I think it's called Shadow Designs. I'm probably saying that wrong, but if you're looking for affordable women's clothing, hit him up.
Well, get him on the show, and we can talk to him about it. Definitely, get him on the show.
Yeah. I mean, so he's also ordering some of the UE shirts, so...
There you go.
A big supporter. We support each other both ways. He's actually got a little YouTube page where he makes some little funny Army videos. So
awesome.
Shout out to Christian Jackson. So, as always, now that we're kind of cut off track, but I took Deshaun Jackson. He took Jeremy Maclin. We'll figure it out. But who do you think it's going to be?
Let us know.
Eric Decker's Eric Decker. I mean, if he stays healthy, it could be him. It could be Pierre Garçon if the Niners find a real quarterback. Anyways, let us know. Like, comment, share, tweet, mention, retweet, whatever you got to do. Slide in the DMs. Just let us know.
Whoa. We don't slide in DMs.
Oh,
you told us that episode 1. We don't slide in DMs.
No, I'm not sliding in their DMs. They can slide in ours.
Well, no.
As long as you're not like a thirsty female trying to like talk to me, then I'm gonna answer. If you're a female, I'm married. My wife will kill me.
Yes, she will.
So,
I know her. My wife will kill me too.
I'm not playing them games.
Yeah, no, not at all.
My wife might kill all of us.
Anyway,
bang,
so
bang.
How about we
it's going down tonight.
Let's just like, share, comment, retweet, and let us know what you think.
Yep. Tell us. As always, have a dope day. Have a dope day.